lot of you wanted me to cover Capgemini. It is one of the largest IT company based out of France but has significant presence in India. Capgemini houses couple of other companies. For example, Sogeti is there, we have Eltron there, and we also have iGate, which they acquired into 2014, I think. Let us start with some numbers, and numbers tell us the real picture about the company, its size, its future prospects. So we cannot ignore numbers at all. So company in just last quarter revenue earned a revenue of about over 4.4 million euros, which is at this rate means they are comfortably placed around 18 billion dollars. So it is around 16-17 billion euros, which will go over 18 or maybe closer to 19 billion dollars in revenue. What's interesting is that compared to other IT sector companies, their majority of revenue comes from manufacturing, not financial. Other companies rely heavily on the financial. And if you look at the revenue by business on the right hand side, so operations and engineering contributes about 31%, application and technology, which is again the core domain of all IT guys, is 61%, and strategy and transformation about small percentage, 8%. Now it is important to see where this growth is coming from and where this revenue is coming from. What you will notice is Capgemini is relying heavily on Europe, so France, rest of Europe, UK, Ireland. If we look at one important metrics over here is in H1 2011 they were about so first half of 2011 they were about 4.7 billion euros. That roughly means is they were about 9 billion euros in 2011, and now they are about 18 or 17 billion euros. That means they have grown little over 100%. So if you look at TCS was 8 billion in dollar terms, and now it is about 24 billion, 24 billion. So TCS has grown quite rapidly from 2010-2011 period. When a company grows highly, think about the prospects for the employee also. And on the operating margin, they have about 12% operating margin, and if you look at TCS operating margin, they are close to 25%. Okay, so that means a lot for employees. We have the data from the company on attrition, and company had attrition about 15% the last quarter, which is June quarter, and it was down from 17%. Okay, again, as I said, don't take these figures on the face value, because these companies keep on changing their method of calculating attrition. So let us look at some of the facts. Their overseas base is much bigger, very big compared to their other partners or Indian counterparts. What that means is their cost of hiring these resources overseas, maintaining these infrastructures, all of that, they pay a lot, and that reflects in their operating margin, which is 12%, very low. Okay, so when you have higher overseas based, what that means is you will have lesser opportunities going overseas. On the other hand, because they are driving their revenues from Europe, that means there are more opportunities from Europe compared to US or any other geography. So whatever overseas opportunity will be there, they are more towards Europe compared to US. And what's happening within the company, if you look at, they are trying to hire about 60,000, I don't know, 50 or 60,000 employees. Out of that 50% will be laterals and 50% will be freshers. And some of the main growth areas for them is cloud, engineering and research, development, AI, 5G, edge computing and cybersecurity. So most of the current investment and focus is onto them. As I said, their digital revenue is about 2/3 of their total revenue. What that means is these are these potential areas where they are tapping and bringing more revenue from. So if any one of you are not in these areas, probably you should start upskilling right away. And for India resources especially, they have started on the 5G lab in India, and also they have started working on couple of autonomous car platforms out of from India. So in 2014, you all know they acquired iGate, and now they are housing all these together. And iGate, Sogeti, Eltran, especially Sogeti and Eltran are contributing about 16% growth for the group. So beware of that. And Ultron especially has about a significant presence in India, about 15,000 employees. And some of the new opportunities for employee within the company is they are expanding on the COEs. So COE could be small teams which are working dedicatedly on some specific skills. So they become strategic units and they work across all the departments, all the teams. So please focus on these new opportunities areas. Now if we talk little bit about Capgemini and how it is organized. So Capgemini which is based out of France has a Capgemini India unit, okay, India BU, and within India BU, that's one unit. And then you have Capgemini Technology Services, which is nothing but iGate. Now what I have been hearing from iGate employees is it's a special treatment to them. So it is not a good treatment, it is a special, means it kind of they get paid poorly comparatively, or also their average increment cycles or average increments are lower than the other group companies. When you are on bench, probably you are not you are not billable, and when you are not billable, you will be asked to join any project. So skill matters least, what matters is billing. So for employee, that is very disadvantageous. And if you look at company's overall growth, overall company is projecting to grow by 7 to 9% year on year. What that means is average employee growth cannot be higher than company's growth. And in 2020 they had some controversy around laying off of some employees, though management always has this view that they are doing these things based on performance. But again, that happened, and this is quite well known, you can search that on the net. They tweaked their leave policy in 2020. What that means is you first spend your all your leaves, accrued leaves, and then your bench period will start. So in a way, employee lose on that. And as I have already said, low on-site opportunities, and we have discussed about that why. Some of the checks one should do when you are planning to join. Which entity you are joining? Are you joining iGate? Are you joining Capgemini BU India? Are you joining Eltran, which is now Capgemini Engineering, or Sogeti, which is again both are Capgemini Engineering? So please beware of that. Second, lot of times if they are hiring in advance, they don't know where you will be placed. So you will have to face the client rounds. Again, this is industry problem, and if you are in IT for some time now, you are quite well familiar with that. So third aspect is, are you joining a support project? What is the nature of the project? If you have the ability to find that out in advance during your negotiation, please do so. So other than that, if you are working in shifts or 9 to 5, not 9 to 5, 24/7 or 24/5, please do check with them what are the allowances alongside there. For freshers, we all know they have a 2-year bond period, and what I have been hearing is they used to auto promote the freshers initially, but that's not happening now. So you please check for these things before making any decision. And now, because some of these would look like Capgemini problems, but I also wanted to tell you some of them are common IT problems. For example, project and skill mismatch. due to bench pressure is very much likely in every company, because all companies work in this same model. And longer you stay in the bench, your variable pay, your increment, your promotion, all will be impacted. As I said, average increments were bad in IT always, and that is true for all the companies. However, this is not happening at the moment, but the things will be back to normal. So right now it is a hyper demand cycle, so we should not treat this as normal period. Then HR, often you have this complaint with the HR that they don't listen to you, but HR is practically for all purposes are rubber stamps. So please be aware of that, don't expect anything. And probably I will talk about HR and why employee hate HR in IT or in general, and what is wrong with HR in general. I will come up with a topic on that very soon. One other problem is you don't see your career growth. So even if you have spent 2-3 years, 4-5 years, you don't know what will be your career after 5 years. So any company which gives you that kind of visibility, please don't change that company just because of some monetary gains. Now we talk about Capgemini engineering, because a lot of you have this doubt, what is Capgemini and what is Capgemini engineering. I have already stated the difference, but again let's go through it. Capgemini, what it did was it merged couple of their internal group companies, and they formed the new unit called Capgemini Engineering, and that entity hosts Eltron, Sogeti, and probably some other resources also, and that combined revenue is about 4 billion. What is important is they are working on some cutting edge technology, so they are doing R&D, they are working for aerospace industry, they are working for manufacturing industry, trying to digitalize all these industries. So very important part for Capgemini. As I said, about 25% revenue come from their manufacturing segment. So this becomes very important, and I'm hoping that this unit will have good work for anybody who joins in here, and probably good career aspects also. So this unit hosts about 50,000 or more than 50,000 people there. Now you know what Capgemini engineering is all about. So I hope the discussion is helping you understand Capgemini in general, your prospects. What happens when you have a company with overseas bases or headquarters which is governed by them? They in a way issue directives to the local branches. Compared to Capgemini, if you look at TCS, their policies are framed, or Infosys maybe, HCL, Wipro, anybody, their policies are framed keeping India in mind. That is the key difference. I hope this discussion helps you make your decision, and if it does, so please do let me know. I will come up with another video very soon. Thank you.